Hello, I am Tayane Ribeiro, and it is a pleasure to be with you on this journey. Welcome to the Technical Rescue Training for Emergency and Rescue Teams in Confined Space at the operational level. In this training, we will cover the regulations, the basic principles, and the identification of risk involved in rescue operations in confined space. The primary goal of this model is to equip you with the necessary knowledge to understand the rules and procedures for safely rescuing victims from confined space. We're going to start seeing the key regulations and standards that govern work in confined space and rescue operations. Let's briefly go over each one to understand its relevance. We're going to talk about NR1, about general provisions that establish general safety guidelines in workplace, NR33, regulatory standard number 33, about occupational safety and health in confined space, that focus on preventing accidents and ensuring worker safety. NR35, work at height, critical for rescue operations involving height. The NBR 15595, that's the guidelines for rope access procedures. The NBR 16577, accident prevention procedure and protection measures for confined space. And the NBR 16710, industrial technical rescue in heights and confined space. All these standards ensure that rescue operations comply with national and also international safety protocols, safeguarding both rescuers and victims. The primary objective of this model is to ensure that all participants are familiar with the rules and procedures necessary for rescuing victims from confined space. Let's begin with the regulatory standard NR6, which addresses personal protective equipment, PPE. The key takeaway here is that PPE must be provided by the employer, free of charge and in good working conditions. PPE is mandatory when general safety measures do not fully mitigate risks, and it must be used in any emergency situation. Let's now explore the regulatory standard number 33, which covers safety and health in confined space. It is important to note that the standard is not static, and it is subject to change and updates to meet the constantly evolving needs. The primary missions of NR33 is to establish clear requirements for characterization of confined space. This characterization involves identifying areas with significant restrictions on entry and exit, with potential risk to workers' health and safety. Now, moving on to another important aspect of workplace safety, let's explore the regulatory standard number 35, which deals with work at height. It plays a crucial role in preserving the safety and health of workers involved in height-related activities, either directly or even indirectly. It establishes minimum requirements and protective measures that cover everything from planning to execution of these activities. And also, it is essential to address the regulatory standard number 18, which deals with conditions and work environment in the construction industry. NR 18 established fundamental guidelines to ensure the safety of workers in the construction industry. A key point within the standard is the special attention given to confined space operations. As outlined, it states confined space operations are governed by specific standards. Additionally, another items of the regulations provide detailed guidelines for safe work in confined space. We should also mention the intersection with NR33, which also addresses confined space activities. By meeting the requirements of these standards, we are strengthening worker protection and promoting a safer work environment. The collaboration between these standards reflects the ongoing commitment to enhance the safety and health of professionals facing challenges in complex environments. We also have the technical standard such as the NBR 14606 from 2013, which established essential safety procedures for entering confined space in underground and surface tanks used for storing liquid fuels at service stations and fueling points. And another widely mentioned technical standard in confined space training is the NBR 16577 from 2017, which established fundamental requirements encompassing the identification, characterization, and recognition of confined space. It also guides the implementation of a management system to ensure the safety and health of workers interacting directly or even indirectly with this space during their activities.